twice the length of a hill. And what surprised me, the fact that the truck went to 206 on the coolant. I couldn't get that temperatures yesterday on a hill climb of 5 to 6% roughly. Where today on a hill climb about 4 to 5, I was able to do that. And it just underlines the fact of aerodynamics, man. Yeah, it's, it's slanted, quote unquote, has some kind of slant to it. It's not just a straight brick wall, but it's good as a brick wall, man. Just wanted to show you guys, those that are towing these things, and wanted to see what's normal, what's not. It's 77 outside. I'm trying to have it maintain 75 inside the cab, but look at that. It was at 199, now it's at 201, and of course it's going to start cooling off because we're starting to go downhill. But what's normal? Once in a while I'll have people reach out to me like, hey, yada yada, I'm pulling this, doing that. These are the temps. Is this normal? Yeah, guys, these temps are perfectly normal. I keep repeating myself, but the question just keeps arising. So the easiest thing I can do is make another video and show you. I'm towing, I think it's 28 or 29 feet of living space. So total of 30. I don't know why they categorize it as a 32-foot trailer, but it really isn't. They include the tongue, and what's the point of that? I ain't gonna live on that tongue. Yeah, maybe my propane tanks will, but not me. Anyway, so 192 obviously cooled off, but 201 like I had it there, even at 206, 5 minutes ago I was pulling another hill, and that's fine, guys. I would call it quits at 215. I'd really start backing out of it at about 215, 220. That's pretty toasty for me in my books. I'm running Schaefer's, and I feel comfortable to about 240 on the Schaefer's. I've never came close to that on this truck, but at 240, I could see it being an issue after that. So oil is pretty far away, but the coolant heats up pretty quick. Not these specific trucks, but let's say the older generation. This is a 5th gen. The older generation, the 4th gens, they'd grab heat pretty quick. So yeah, they say 30% more cooling on the radiator, and that's true. You can see it. And I'm repeating myself, like I said at the beginning of this video, is the cooling's there, the potential of this engine's there. It's so raw. I probably got a month. Once they start producing this thing, I think mine went through the assembly line, I don't know, a month later. I put in the order on the second day you were able to order them online. The dealerships were able to order them, so that should tell you it's a pretty early production vehicle. But for the most part, I'm happy with it. And as I've mentioned in another video, and if you haven't watched it, the transmission is just lost. Anytime I put it in tow haul mode, this thing's all over the place. As you notice, spine's off. I'm the advocate for it, but it gets super annoying when you're going and this thing's doing all kinds of stuff. And it's usually on the D cell. It's not the XL. XL, it has its stuff figured out pretty well, but it's on the D cell that it's all over the place, and it pisses me off. But there is, might give it a benefit of the doubt. The fact that my brake pedal is being weird. It's very mushy in the beginning, where a normal truck, from the get-go, you're starting to get some braking power. Here it's like mushy. So if the computer's calculating how far down my pedal is going, maybe it's basing it off of that, and it's thinking I'm braking pretty hard, which my brake effect isn't that hard in the beginning stages of my brake pedal. So I gotta find the time to go to dealership and address it with him. I'm gonna start working with this dealer, and I'll make a video about it, how well he treated me and whatnot. But I got a couple guys telling me to deal with a specific individual at a specific dealership, and you guys know about me and dealerships. But I'll give it a whirl and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. I'll give you a follow-up video. If I like him enough, I'll tell you which dealership and what's his name. Maybe y'all locals or somewhat local regional guys could go out there and be taken well care of, not just checklist. Yeah, I checked it out, nothing's wrong kind of nonsense. But anyway, so if you're hauling a camper and it's toasty outside to California, boys, you're southern, Texas, whatever it is out there, and you're pushing at 215, 220, that's just my books. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong, just my preference. It's worked out well for me because all my trucks run so long. I don't know if my guys do it, but I specifically asked and instruct them to do what I'm telling you guys. 215, keep a good eye on that. 220, you better do something. Slow down, downshift, get that thing out of that temperature. Anyways, so my GPS is protesting. I'm headed out camping. truck thinks I should go. There's two highways running parallel. Google says head up on this highway, and my truck thinks I should go to the neighboring one. But anyways, that's that. As always, may the Lord bless you. May y'all have a mighty fine day, and yeah, God bless. Bye. Hey boys, figured I'd make it a pretty lengthy video to show you all. So I've been climbing for quite some time now, and it's like this 3 to 4% pitch. I don't know if you could tell in the video what kind of grade we're working with here. So right now, these are the temps. I'm cooking. You can tell it's 85 outside, 85 out. I got something with my family. I'm going camping. I'll watch taking care of the kids for you guys. Fellas that are concerned. So look at the coolant, 208. That is wild. And I don't think I've ever been able to get it this high. It's really making this truck work. Right now we're going into the grade a little bit more. So the pitch is varying. Like right now I'm climbing about 4 or 5%, and now it's straight. And we're entering another probably 3-4% grade, roughly. And then there's going to be a fairly lengthy hill. I want to bring you along on that too. So these are the numbers. I don't know if you guys could read them. I can't focus too much on the screen right now. I got to focus on the road. But as far as the coolant's 208, transmission's 167, and the oil's 215. In my books, that's perfectly fine. But as far as this truck goes, I've hauled a lot more weight with it. And, the oil never got that high. Just a hair over 2,000 RPM, and I'm cooking 70. So that's about there, We got some family already hanging out, waiting for us at the campsite. I'd probably be doing 65 like I was up until the point where family awareness. It's like as far as I'm willing to go, 70, as good as it gets. What surprised me is it downshifted to 5th gear, right? Okay, that's me downshifting 4th service. You could tell the little indication what gear it's in and what's the top gear I'm letting in. So I'll just put 6th as the top gear so we can watch it. But it was pulling those 3-4% grade in 6th gear. As soon as it touched the 5% roughly, that's when I went into 5th. And it surprises me, like I didn't slow down dramatically. Nothing. The truck just feels it, So we're at 210. Oh, we were just at 210 on the coolant. We're back to 208. The coolant's 208. Trans 167. Trans probably isn't going to go anywhere. But the oil is 215. I expect it to go higher. The fact that we just keep climbing and climbing, making it work, Boost is somewhere around 14, 15 PSI, but let me show you. Hang on first. 17. I got my little cheat sheet down here. I got a little shortcut, but it doesn't give the exact number, so we're at 19. For this vehicle, it's up there. The turbo's a little bit more volume rather than pressure. The 4 gens did a little bit more pressure. I think the 4 gens topped out at 36 PSI. These ones, I think, top out at 33. Don't quote me on that. But it's right about there. It's just a little bit less pressure, more volume kind of turbo. And if you're doing your research, you'll see the engineers talking about it. So we're 20 PSI. That's decent into it. I'd say it's about 3/4 of the gear would allow, follow along what I'm trying to say. And I think at about 25, 26 PSI, it'll downshift again. So that should tell you the location and how hard we're pushing 5th gear, just for reference purposes. So we're at 21, 22. I don't think we're quite in the hill climb that I was talking about, but according to the turbo, you could tell it has to work harder to keep pulling the grade. And we slowly transitioned into the 5% area. Here in about 10, 15 seconds, I think we'll taper off a little bit. And you can watch the boost gauge, We're climbing. You can watch the boost gauge and I'll see, like I said, it'll taper off a little bit. And now it's going to start back going out. Yep. Sometimes your eyes lie to you. Sometimes you think you're going downhill, you're going uphill, and sometimes vice versa. But anyways, I think we're about to enter the hill climb that I was thinking about. Yeah, you could tell we're getting into it because we're starting to tickle the 20s on the boost. But we'll see how it goes. We got traffic up ahead. I don't know why that Jeep can't maintain at least the speed limit. I'll just, instead of being on their tail, I'll slow down here. take my precious time here. That's the traffic up ahead. But y'all can watch 25 psi. Boys working at 25 psi. So this is the hill climb I was talking about. But sadly, I gotta slow down because for some odd reason that Jeep just can't maintain the speed. I don't know what's up with you Jeep boys. My wife's saying something about construction. Maybe it's just slowing down for them. I don't see any construction. Just keep hauling tails. So we're down to 55, not by choice. So if we do, let's just maintain 5. Let's just, to keep it as steady as possible, I have to use the cruise. And no, it's not, the truck's not being pushed. Like this truck's hauled a lot more weight to freshen you up. It's about 7,400 pounds back there, camper. But there you go. Sadly, I wanted to show you all how it would do a 65. Something's going on up there. I can't do 65. I'll show you 55. More importantly, let's show you the temperature overall. I'll give you a little breakdown. Coolant's 212 now. Trans 167 like I was, but the oil's at 219 already. Sadly, I can't do 65, 70 like I wanted to. Not because I don't have enough power in this truck, but because the vehicles up ahead can't maintain speeds. You keep gaining and losing distance on them. So I feel 55 is a good place to be at while they, I don't know, try to fight 55, 60 bracket. Looks like we're cooling off maybe a little bit. Oh, speed limit's 45 bad. Seems like we're cooling off. Oh, we're battling the temperature. So the truck decided to upshift for whatever reason. 1400, more like 1450, we could pull the hill. And we're done. Alrighty, so 208 on the coolant, and we got 121. So that's it. Pretty fancy out here. Gotta slow down. Ford boys, here's a Platinum. This is one truck I would look into. The 450 Platinum. Is that a 450 or is that a 3? I think that was a 350, yeah. Beautiful out here, guys. We're still doing this rock blasting. I think this is Highway 95. Yeah, it's 95. But yeah, as you can tell, we got out of it, and we're slowly cooling off. 219 on the oil, 208 on the coolant. We're still climbing. Don't get me wrong. We are still climbing really well. I don't know if you can tell the pitch, but it's pretty hard pitch. I'd say it's a solid 4 or 5%, if not more, but I'd rather be conservative. So yeah, coolant really isn't going anywhere, and it is 80 degrees outside. We did climb and we cooled off up here. As far as power goes, we have plenty of power. That's not our concern. I always want to see how well I can cool off. Guys, always, it's your heat that will kill you. It's not your overdoing. I mean, if you're dumb, you could overdo your rods and main bearings and rod bearings, but that's not your first concern. Your first concern should be temperature. How well can you maintain the temperature? Of course, in due time, we'll let this boy breathe. Like I said, boys, let him breathe. And then we'll see how it goes. And then we'll start swapping out. Just so you guys know what I'm planning on doing in this vehicle. Stock form, see what it can handle. And then we'll start swapping out parts. Most restrictive. I want to make a video to Banks Power. See if he's willing to make an intake, man. That's one thing these trucks. Y'all I was fooled with the intake. Awesome design before and after the filter, but the filter itself is a freaking joke. They kept it the same with the 4th gens, which I thought wasn't enough, but the 5th gen for sure. I like the design how it grabs the cold air. I like the design how it has the bigger tubing from the box down, but why restrict it so freaking hard, you know? I don't know. So that'd probably be my first thing, and then I want to see the piping. dig into the truck, see the piping from the turbo to the intercooler, see what we got there, and then from the cooler back to the turbo, or excuse me, back to the engine. You see what looks like. We gotta go here, take it right here, follow this semi. But yeah, top of the hill, or if you want to call it, 208 on the coolant and 219 on the oil. You guys, I hardwired my radar, which is down here. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited, and I know you guys are excited. And I haven't talked much about it. My nightmare is over, and I can finally go back to focusing on fun/entertaining stuff. I call it engineering and tuning, test and tuning for myself, but I really love that kind of stuff. As I said, start swapping out most restrictive parts on these trucks and go from there. I'll bring you boys along for the ride, and from this point on, it's just me enjoying my rest of my cruise down to the campsite. For y'all wondering, I'm going to Winchester. That's how you pronounce it, Winchester, Idaho. Seems like a very beautiful place. From a little research we did, seems like a very beautiful place. So the way it's forming up right now, I'd have to say, yeah, it's probably pretty nice out there. Pretty cool out here in Idaho. Anyways, boys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May y'all have a mighty fine day. God bless you. Bye.